So tell us about Witchblade.
I'm back on Witchblade. Took a couple years off. Tim Seeley took over the book for a while and did a great run. And then Top Cow asked me to come back, and I was more than happy to say yeah. And I'm working with an awesome Italian lady artist named Laura Braga, who is doing the book and just knocking it out of the park. I'm so happy to be working with her. She's actually somebody I discovered on Twitter. Not like I discovered her, but I discovered her work on Twitter, and I was like, oh man, she's great. I got to work with her. So when the opportunity to go back to Witchblade showed up, I contacted her and said, is it okay if I put your name in for this? And Top Cow had her do a short story just to make sure that everything was copacetic and we were compatible, and it turned out great. And so now we're a team.
Cool. So what's it like coming back to a character like Witchblade after such a hiatus?
When I left Witchblade, I really felt like I had more stories to tell. So I think it's always better to kind of get off stage when the audience still wants you to do more. So I was cool with stepping away, but getting the opportunity to come back has been really cool because I had some time away. I did other things, and now I can come back to Sarah and maybe have a little bit different perspective and do some different stories than I did previously. I didn't want to come back and just repeat myself. So we've got Sarah Pizzini, who is the Witchblade bearer in a new situation in a different location. And when we started the arc, she didn't have the Witchblade anymore. So we kind of jumped into the deep end of the pool and then backtracked a little bit to explain how we got there. 175 is an anniversary issue. Be double-sized. Laura's drawn that as well, and that'll be kind of what we want to do with that is kind of do a summary of what Sarah's been through with the Witchblade for the last 175 issues, or at least what the Witchblade means to her. So it's a pretty big deal. It's 175 issues, and not a lot of comics get to 175 issues anymore. Everything gets canceled and restarted, and when I came back to the book, there was some talk about, well, do we cancel this and start over at issue 1? And the decision that was made, and I actually thought was a great decision, was let's just keep going. We're proud of everything that we've done before, and it's kind of cool to have a comic, especially a comic with a female lead, get to 175 issues, and then we'll do 175, and then we've got plans for we're just going to keep going every month.
Excellent. Now, do you find it challenging to have such a long history, a long tail to drag behind you?
Well, since half of it's my tail, I guess it's okay. But as a writer, you get on certain books and they click, and you stick around as long as you can. When I did Silver Surfer and Green Lantern, they clicked for me, and I had a nice long runs on both of them. Other books that I was on, you stick around for a year because that's kind of it. That's all the stories you have to tell. With Witchblade, I don't feel like I'm close to the bottom of the well yet. So, it's not like work every time I sit down to write it. So something must be going right.